I certainly pulled no punches in telling Tony Abbott what I felt about it.
Okay, you've spoken to Tony Abbott this morning at length.
I spoke to Tony Abbott twice this morning because I spoke to him and went through a number of issues I was concerned about on behalf of Victoria. This concessions issue, the health issue, both the immediate effect of a 1st of July withdrawal of certain national partnerships, the medium-term effect with the potential impact of the co-payment, and the longer-term effect in their reduction of funding for hospitals, and of course our education. Okay. So I had a long and strong conversation with Tony Abbott, and he rang me back about 5 minutes later with some further. Well, I told him that this was...
Did you say you were dudded?
I said that Victoria isn't getting its fair share. I said that we're also disappointed that these announcements were made without any pre-warning, and that while we're happy to understand the challenge that the federal government faces and happy to work with him, that what we need is fair and reasonable consultation so we can work through those issues. And making decisions that impact from the 1st of July, 6 weeks down the track, after we've produced our budget, is unreasonable, unfair, and certainly not the best way to develop a positive relationship.
Was he apologetic?
He said he would look at some of these matters, but what I'm being very clear about to Tony Abbott is that I am the Premier of Victoria. I will fight for Victoria. I will fight for a fair deal for Victoria, and we're not getting a fair deal with GST. We haven't got a fair deal in this budget, and we want a better deal. I said to Tony Abbott this morning, it is unreasonable, unfair and unacceptable that in 6 weeks' time he's going to withdraw funding that we fully expected to continue.
This is exactly what the Labor government did when Ted Bodie was Premier, didn't it?
That's right. The Gillard government withdrew $107 million from the health budget.
Well, Ted Bodie was feral about that, about being dudded. Now, these are your mates.
Well, I am... feral might not be the right word, but I am absolutely angry, I am frustrated, and I am absolutely on the front foot in dealing with these matters. We will not be cutting services to Victoria, and we're not going to increase taxes.
So how does it work?
The longer-term funding that we're talking about now starts from 2017 and beyond. So we have between 2014 and 2017 to absolutely shake the federal government from their top to their bottom, so that they understand their responsibility to meet their share of public hospital payments.
It's not a plan, Premier. It's not a plan.
That is a plan, all right.
If these people are your mates, who are your enemies?
Well, my enemies are anybody who stands against the best interests of Victoria, and I will fight for Victoria first, second and third.
So Tony Abbott's an enemy today?
Well, anybody who's standing in against the best interests of Victoria is somebody I'll stand up against.
Will you back Labor if they give you a better deal?
I'll stand up for Victoria.
So if Bill Shorten comes up with a better deal, you back him?
Well, the trouble is, it's hard to trust Bill Shorten given the record of the previous Labor government, both state and federal.
There's a few broken promises here too.